Hi everyone, Chris here from IELTS Advantage with another success story. So we have a VIP student, Dhruv, who's going to share his success with you guys so that you can learn from him. So Dhruv, start off by introducing yourself to everyone.
Hi guys, my name is Dhruv Gupta. I am from the central part of India, the state of Madhya Pradesh. I am working as an energy consultant for renewable energy here in the state of Madhya Pradesh. And I am looking to receive my Canada PR visa very soon, since I have already applied and got an ITA.
Yeah, you just told me when we were talking today that you got it 30 minutes ago. You got your...
Yeah, I just got it. Like, I think the time, official time starts from now, like 1 hour before in Canada.
So
So,
congratulations. How does it feel to be going to Canada?
yeah, first of all, I've been in this IELTS preparation since 1 year. Last 1 year, I gave my first attempt in September 2017, and I got it cleared on 2nd of August. I mean, the test date was 2nd of August, and I got the result on 14th of August.
Excellent.
So, yeah, it has been quite a struggle, but I'm a relieved person. I'm the happiest person as of now.
Brilliant, brilliant. So let's take a step back and think about where you were a year ago or 6 months ago. What were you struggling with in terms of the IELTS test? What did you find difficult?
Well, basically, I have the first attempt which I gave in September 17. Uh, I got the score of, eventually I got it good in writing, 7.5, but I got 6 in listening and reading, and 7.5 in speaking. So first of all, I was shocked because I had long back ago in 2009, I had given IELTS, and I came to England for my master's from University of Surrey, Guildford, 2009, 2010. And at that time, I got 7, my score, band score. And I didn't find it that difficult that time. Eventually, with time, perhaps my skill could have, they were not as good as they used to be. And I got a reality check on the first attempt in September 17. And I was shocked to know that my reading skills and listenings, they were not up to the mark. And I gave, I had practiced a lot after that. For 1 month, I practiced a lot, and I gave in 1.5 months, I think it was in November 2017, I gave my second attempt. This time I got 6.5 in writing and 6.5 in listening and reading and 7.5 in speaking. Actually, I was second time when I gave it, I was devastated with the result. I was not sure what was wrong with me. Eventually, there were not much coachings and no guidance what I can get here in India. As far as the transparency and the trust what I can have in a teacher, in an IELTS teacher, that was not there here in India, and it is not there here in India right now as well. And then, okay, I kept my nerves and thought of giving it again in January 2018. This time again, I got like 6 in reading and listening. Listening, I got 7. In reading, I got 6.5 in writing, and 8 in speaking. Then I took a break. I really needed to introspect into myself, and I was not sure what exactly I'm lacking behind. And I had already learned about you in the meanwhile on the internet and social media. And although I was not sure, because there were other IELTS teacher as well from UK. Liz was one of them. I went on to her site as well. She was also good. I had a difficulty choosing between you and Liz. I thought both are, pretty good. But then I took certain sessions, free writing sessions from your end, 2 times actually. In the meantime, from January till now, I had taken 2 sessions from your end, the free sessions, and the way you explain things, and you were really precise in what we need to deliver in IELTS. I mean, no here and there, no, like even in writing task 1, you were pretty sure, because I had taken another coaching as well in the meantime in India. They were really messed up in terms of their explanation between the kind of letter we have to write in writing task 1, formal, informal, and semi-formal. They had created another third category, and which was really difficult to identify whether it is semi-formal or formal. And they have made it in such a way that I was confused as a student, really confused. And I thought, let's give it a try. I found your lessons really useful. And I was pretty sure after having that experience that your VIP session is going to be pretty helpful. And ultimately, my idea was to get my application in place as soon as possible. So I joined your VIP course, and here I am.
Excellent. And what scores did you get in the last attempt?
In my 2nd of August, I gave it on 2nd of August. I got 8.5 in reading, 8 in listening, 7 in writing, and speaking both.
Excellent. So from 6 to 8.5 in reading, 6 to 8 in listening.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done. Congratulations. That's a huge difference. So let's focus on, because in these videos we mostly focus on writing and speaking, and we rarely get students who on the VIP course, we rarely get students that need a lot of help with reading and listening. We help with reading and listening, but we mostly focus on speaking and writing, because most students need that kind of help. So let's in this video focus on reading and listening. If you were talking to a student who is in the same position as you, maybe getting 6.5, and they want to increase their scores, what advice would you give them for reading and listening?
Well, first of all, I would like to talk about my experiences during last 4 attempts actually.
Sure.
In earlier 3 attempts, first 3 attempts, what I was doing is I was just practicing. I was not low at practicing. I was giving it n number of tests in a timed condition, like 1 hour for listening, half an hour for listening, and 1 hour for reading. But what I was lacking is I was not analyzing my performance. I just calculate my score, like out of 40, I got 36 right or 32 right. But I didn't look at the questions who got wrong and why it got wrong, and what was the thought process I was having at the time of attempting those wrong questions. That was not, I was not doing that. And that is something I believe one has to take care of, because see, you can give n number of tests, and practice tests are available. Like Cambridge, I attempted Cambridge IELTS general training books. I have lots of from IELTS training 8 to 12 till now. I've attempted multiple times. But it's not about attempting multiple times. What is the most important is that you analyze where you are going wrong, you understand it, and not repeating those mistakes again.
Absolutely.
And that was the key to success in this particular attempt in reading and listening. And this was in reading, and in listening, well, I was recently, 2 months back, I got the subscription of Netflix, and one of my really good friend, he advised me to watch House of Cards, the season.
It's good.
It has a really good English, and as you listen good English, you improve in writing as well. So it was working both the ways. Multiple benefits I was having with that, and that was not the only season one must watch. There are many such, like the Good Fight and other seasons. But other than that, I also used to listen podcasts from Malcolm Gladwell,
Yep.
particularly. Yeah, and that was really helping me understanding the intonation of native English speakers,
Mm-hmm.
their pronunciation, their breaks, and like the speed and breaks what they use in their speech. So that was I was exactly able to correlate with listening audios.
Mm-hmm.
What I used to listen there, what I used to listen here in the actual tests.
Mm-hmm.
So I was having really, I mean, I was really getting comfortable slowly with listening test with the help of all these things what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And with multiple practice and analyzing my performance continuously, gradually I moved to 8.
Excellent.
And yeah,
Excellent. So if I can just circle back and summarize your points. Number one, practice alone does not help you improve. Uh,
yeah,
just
definitely.
practicing is never going to help you improve. The analogy I always use is I used to have a friend, and he was like 12, 13 years old. His dad allowed him to drive a car around his farm where he lived. And so he'd been driving for years when he went to do his test when he was 17. And he failed his driving test over and over and over again. And he's like, I've been driving for years, but because he didn't learn how to drive properly, he had all of these bad habits. He couldn't pass his driving test, even though he had practiced for hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours. Um, and we
Well,
had,
that's because he was not getting any feedback
yeah,
on
exactly,
what he was
exactly.
going, where he was going wrong.
Exactly, exactly. So we had another friend, and she had never driven a car in her life, and she used to tease him because she only got like 10 lessons or something and passed first time. But because she had a driving instructor, a teacher sitting beside her, constantly giving her feedback and telling her, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that right. It's the same with the IELTS test. With
Exactly.
reading and listening, your second point, with reading and listening, it's not really important to have a teacher giving you feedback on your mistakes. The most important thing is that you analyze your own mistakes, because reading and listening is not a productive skill. Writing and speaking, you're producing language so the teacher can give you feedback on that language. Reading and listening, you're receiving the language. So a teacher can't really get into your brain and analyze your thought
Exactly.
process. Only you can do that. And
Definitely.
everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Every single person makes mistakes. But the difference between somebody who improves and somebody who doesn't improve is the person that learns from their mistakes and thinks about, why did I make this mistake? For reading and listening, was it grammar, vocabulary, spelling, strategy, time? What was it? And if you think deeply about that, like, if you give me one student who does one practice test and thinks about their mistake, or another student who does 10 practice tests and doesn't think about their mistakes, the first
That
student
exactly,
will improve.
that's what I was doing earlier. That's why I had to take 3 IELTS failure attempts basically.
Absolutely. And then your next point was about, you were watching Netflix, which is great, and you were listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
The key there for anyone listening is, you don't have to watch House of Cards. You don't have to listen to Malcolm Gladwell podcast.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
should do is listen to something you enjoy listening to, because
Yeah.
if you enjoy doing it, you will do it every day. So pick something, I know a lot of people from India love cricket. Listen to a cricket podcast, or listen to
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
cricket commentary in English, or a
Yeah.
cricket talk show. Like, my wife loves cooking. She has really improved her English by watching cookery programs and reading cookbooks, and because she loves doing it and she does it every single day.
Exactly.
And that's really the key. Do something consistently that you enjoy, and those are basic principles of learning
Well,
from your mistakes, getting
the
feedback,
reason I
doing things.
the reason I mentioned House of Cards is because perhaps I think that Kevin Spacey, his oration of English is, way too good. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you listen to it and then try to imitate the same thing.
sure.
Not not in a very superficial way,
Yeah.
but you have to be natural at the same time in speaking.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain TV shows and movies that have actors or accents, or it's a very local accent or a very colloquial accent, and they'll be very, very difficult to understand. But if you find a podcast or you find a TV show where someone you can really understand them, and you always want to be listening to different accents and challenging yourself. But if you find someone with a very clear, easy to understand accent, that's going to help you with your grammar and your vocabulary because you're constantly hearing it. I mean,
Exactly.
it's these are just simple things that everyone can do. They are simple, but they're not easy. You know,
Yeah, there is third thing. I would like to talk about my writing, particularly since I took
Sure.
writing VIP from your end.
Sure.
What I got two feedback from your end. I took only two, but I got to know everything about my mistakes, what I was doing in writing. First of all, the kind of education system we have in India. I mean, I've been born and brought up in India only, and we are supposed to write very long essays, no matter what the topic is, no matter what the occasion is, no matter what, whether you are giving a test, IELTS test, or your English examination at your school. You are supposed to write as much as you can, irrespective of the fact that what you are writing, what is the quality of content.
Quantity over
Well,
quality. Eh?
yeah, I mean, it's a terrible fact, but let me admit it today. Uh, I mean, I had that habit of writing way too much than what is needed. And while I gave you my writing in terms of feedback, I got to understand that when I have certain point to explain, I usually take 3 to 4 lines more than what is needed, and that too complex sentences. So the length is like multiple clauses. So I was going 330, even 370, 380 word limit. And well, as a result of that, I was making too many grammar mistakes as well. And I was not getting time to proofread my writing as well. Because all what I did in terms of the submissions I have made to you, that was in exam conditions. Typically 40 minutes. I used to use my stopwatch and put my phone on airplane mode, and then I start writing. And I got to know that I had no time to proofread. Once I write 350, more than 350 words, I have no time to
No.
proofread. And uh, I cut down my writing because I was not able to submit to you a couple of essays. You had 330 word limits,
We
and that
haven't.
was
Yeah, we
that
have
was
a lot of students. So Dhruv is talking about when our VIP students submit using our online platform. As soon as they hit 330 words, they it stops. They can't submit anything. And
actually
when people find,
earlier I was furious because I couldn't understand the essence of it.
yeah.
But then I got to know why you are doing this.
Yeah,
And
a lot of students email us and they're quite angry about it. And they're like, I paid for this course. I want to do what why are you limiting me? And then we explain, okay, this is for your benefit. If you write more than this, it means that you're never going to complete the essay and be able to check everything. And it's all about quality, not quantity. Because some people think that we do that because we're lazy and we don't want to read a long essay. It's not that. It's because we care about our students' results, and that's the only thing
exactly,
we care about.
exactly. And I understood it when I got your first feedback. And since I've made a lot of mistakes, as you have pointed out in the feedback, and what I actually understand in the two main body paragraphs, what I usually write, uh, I inherently in my subconscious mind assume that examiner knows about the topic.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the basic understanding of the topic. Eventually, that is not the case. You have to explain what you are writing, and you also have to include the result of that. What if you say that like one has to do this, then as a result of this, what all can happen?
Yep.
To write that as well. I was not writing that as well. I understood from your feedback. and there were certain things I was not able to exactly connect to the topic. I mean, I had a problem with the task response criteria of the judgment of essay, and uh, I understood when you actually pointed out that what happens if this happens, like whatever I had written, and yeah, I mean, I was taking it as if I am an examiner and I am examining. Whether I would understand that, I got the answer. That
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
So then,
It
yeah,
can be quite shocking when someone sees the first the correction that I do for them, because it's a lot of information. But
yeah,
but as long as people take it positively, and because I correct every single mistake and go into a lot of detail on why a part, and some people react to it like, oh, I'm going to fail, and I'll never get better. But other people like you see it as a positive thing. Okay,
no,
I
at the end of the
now I
day,
know how to fix
at the end of the day, you need to understand that you are not here to blame somebody. You
it.
are here to make your dream come true.
Mhm.
And that is the priority.
Yeah, yeah. Everything we do, every
And it
single thing
applies
we
to
do.
all the IELTS teacher, not only you, all
Yeah,
the IELTS teacher in the world. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Our number one priority is just student results, and everything we do is for that. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, Dhruv. I'm sure it's late with you right now. It's pretty late here too. I'm in India. It must be really late. So thank you so much for sharing that information.
Yeah.
And
And there is one more thing I would like to
yeah, sure.
ask.
Go ahead.
I'm more interested in your IELTS, that culture shock program. I
Oh,
forgot the name.
Immigrants
I'm sorry.
Advantage? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll send you an email about that. That's our
yeah,
new program.
yeah, yeah.
We'll
So I
definitely.
would like to join that program once I'll move to Canada.
Brilliant,
That would
brilliant.
be really of a help.
It's
Yeah,
great, great.
yeah,
Well, I'll look forward to welcoming you onto the new course. So, all
yeah. Thank you so
right,
much.
you're welcome. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.